Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Broke Daddy Gamer, and today we're diving into the world of Launchbox, my personal favorite of all the front ends. There are a couple I want to retry. I see Retro Bad has done a lot of things lately that actually have started interesting me, and I haven't touched it in a couple years. So we're going to go ahead and go into this and go over some of the things I love about Launchbox. There are about 10 things that we could do. One of the biggest things, the way it stands out, all your games are in one place. It doesn't matter if it's Steam, ROMs for emulators, whatever. It doesn't care. It's platform agnostic. It's going to let you do whatever you want with that. And setting up the emulators are super simple. We'll go through one today after we go through the install. But the way it integrates with certain emulators and front ends, I mean, you can download RetroArch, and that'll handle most of your lower end stuff really well. And that's what I usually do, because it doesn't usually give me a problem. If you're looking for certain things, though, we can make changes and adjustments on the fly to different, standalone cores. Like if you want to do like the HD Nintendo stuff, that's going to take an individual core, or not a core, but it'll take an individual emulator to do, which we'll get more into that as we go through these videos. This will be a series. But it's really awesome how RetroArch, it's not quite built in. You have to download it, but it auto configures pretty much everything. But we'll go through that a little later on that. And it gets you into your retrofix really fast, which I absolutely love it. And anyway. The other nice thing is it's smart when it comes to MAME. Say you have a whole ROM set, like I have a couple different ROM sets, but I just got the latest as far as this video goes that's currently out there. And when I go through my MAME tutorial with you guys, I'll explain how that goes through, but it will directly import the version of MAME based on your full ROM set and just integrate everything. It's really awesome. So those are some really cool things about it. I mean, the metadata and the box art, that's all through Launchbox's databases. There's also a backup that it plugs into EMU movies. We'll get into more into that during the install. It's great for organizing it if you want to buy genre, company. If you mess with the tags, you can get this thing to pretty much display however you want. You may not be able to use some of the stock themes. You'll have to edit, maybe make your own, but that's the other thing. There's a great community behind it, and I absolutely love it. I mean, you also have a theme creator that's put out there that you can make your own custom big box themes, but we'll get into that later, because big box is actually one of the things that some people love or either hate. Launchbox is limited for the free version. You don't have pause screens or anything where you can directly exit an emulator. We'll go on how to get around that. RetroArch, it's really easy to, and other ones you could set to similar hotkeys as well in most cases, so you can get around that limitation at that point. But their metadata is amazing. Also for videos and everything, if you want to go further than what Launchbox has in there, if you have an EMU Movies an account, you can actually log in and it'll integrate right in with it, which is really awesome. And you can do all that and see all the metadata and everything without even leaving the app. So if you want to see like here it was made, its developer, all that, it's all listed. And there's so much community driven content in there. Basically, I mean, themes, add-ons, just a bunch of things you can tweak out really nice to make it a really awesome experience. You can go as simple or as deep as you want with Launchbox. Their community is amazing. If you have a problem, go check out their forums. You'll find it. The Reddit account's not as good. Go straight to their forums, okay? I try to watch the Reddit, and sometimes there are posts, but the experts are on the Launchbox forum. That's where you really want to spend your time learning about it. There's some great videos out there on it too, and I'm going to produce as many as I can to teach everyone else how to use it. The biggest thing about big box, which I started a minute ago, but now we're back around to, is that is part of the premium. The premium's great. I love it. I've had it for years, and we can just run it through, and it gives you this beautiful experience, you know, a great front end for like the TV or for an arcade machine. It has an ability to shell out where you don't even see the windows pop up. It'll just go straight into into big box, but that does cost. But there's a couple options. There's 2 licenses. The first license is $30, and basically that'll get you Launchbox Big Box forever as far as able to use it. Now, you only get updates for a year. Then after the year, you either can renew the license. If you're cool with what you have and all the features, fine, don't pay the upgrade. That's completely okay. Or you can pay another $15 for an additional year, or you can upgrade to the lifetime license, which is what I have. Forever updates, and it's $75. It really is a good deal. That's what I would recommend to most people, but if you want to try it out first with the free, this series is going to go into that quite a bit on how much you can get out of it from the free side, and I'll probably repeat myself on that a couple times as we go through this. But Big Box is awesome. I absolutely love it. And with the theme creator that you can build for Big Box, you could really make it something your own. My theme creator foo is weak. I hope to be better, so I can hopefully give a tutorial on that as we go as well. But there's a lot of in-depth on that. But there's some good tutorials out there on that as well. The other thing that's great is they're always striving to improve it and make it better. There are always updates to Launchbox. I mean, what, every month, every other month or so is what it feels like usually. But they're dedicated to make it better and give you more features every time. So let's go ahead and get into this so we can go into the whole process of installing and setting up Launchbox. All right, first things first, let's fire up the web browser and navigate to the Launchbox website. We have a couple options here. Just search Launchbox in your favorite browser, should come right up. If not, go to Launchbox. I always say this wrong. Let me look it up here. Right here. It's right above me. All right. It's launchbox-app.com. All right. So we're going to have to grab Launchbox. Once you're on the site, we're going to jump over and go over and click the Download Now button, which will pop us over to this page. Just throw in an email in there, click Download. It's going to shoot you an email with a link in it. Click it, it'll say thank you for downloading and send you an email. And send you an email here. You just click download here. You want to do it pretty quick because it will kill that link. It's only a timed link. So if you need it again, just throw your email in and it'll send you a new one. All right, so once we've got that in there, we just want to go and install it because it's going to download at that point. Locate the file. It's usually going to go to your downloads folder, or if you decide to save it somewhere else, pull it up from there. I usually save my downloads on the desktop so I can find them, you know, relatively easy. It should be named something like launchbox-setup.exe. Double click on that bad boy to kick off that installation process. Now, an installation wizard's going to come up, and I'm jumping ahead, so let me go ahead and let's do this together. So here's the installer. Yay, just move it around. It's so sexy. I love it so much. But now we're going to go ahead and click on the installer, choose run, choose your appropriate language for you. For me, it's English. I don't speak anything else. I understand bits, but I don't speak anything fluently. All right, so then we're going to accept the agreement. It's pretty simple. I don't think anyone ever reads it, but I've been with these guys for years and haven't noticed any issues. So we'll just click next. Now, here's where I do something a little different. The installation wants to put it as your user installation. So I come up here, instead of just my regular user, I go here, click desktop. That way it'll bring it to the desktop with everything in the folder. All the emulators will be one simple way to navigate. So you can also move it to an external hard drive and then just run it off of any PC that way. So I'm going to choose desktop, click next. I don't care about the start menu stuff, so I'm skipping that. I'm going to go install. Now, during this, before it pops, it may pop up and say you need like a net something 3.1 or whatever update to be able to run it. If so, it'll pop up. Just tell it yes. It'll load up in your browser typically and has you download that. And then once that's done, everything's fine. I believe I already have it installed on this system, so I don't think I'm going to see that pop up because I try to get all that stuff ahead of time so it has all its requirements. All right, see, it came up. Now we have a couple options here. We got import ROM files, which we can do now, but I'm going to go ahead and close this and close the pop-ups. And here's how I normally do it. First off, there's RetroArch and a bunch of different things you can do with it. Since it's already in there, what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and click Tools, Import. We're going to go to ROM files, and brings up this nice little wizard where we can just go through, add what folder we want to use. Now, for me, I have my games on a different drive, which does not appear to be coming up. There it is, my arcade drive. Now, I'm just going to go to one of my console sets here. And what am I feeling today? I'm feeling a little bit of Sega. So, one I use with just default settings normally. Could it be... Where is my Genesis? There it is. So we'll do Sega Genesis as the system. Just click next. It automatically fills out Sega Genesis. So we go through the next one here. There's a couple options, and I love this. We can either manually configure it right here, or we can choose it to automatically default to RetroArch, and it usually picks a good core. I've not had any real issues with it doing it, so this can get you up and running really quick so you can get that retro fix. So let's go ahead and choose that. Now, I keep everything on my external drive for this, so it'll be my arcade drive. So we're going to use the the files in their current location and not move it over. Click next. Now, depending on how far you want to go into this, since my tutorials are going to be going progressively through this, I'm doing everything for the non-premium Launchbox user who just wants to get the most out of the free Launchbox. I do highly recommend purchasing the license because you get a lot more out of it at that point. So let's just go through it together. I'm just going to go ahead and click next. Now, if you have an MU Movies account, which I do, it's more important when you have big box because you can get the flashy movies and all that, but we're just going to skip that for today. But you could, if you wanted to, you'd click there to ask for your user ID and your password. You just put those in. And yeah, my caps lock's on. Let me fix that. But it'll ask, if you don't remember the password, just hit text when you try to plug them in. It'll say it's successful, like I didn't put anything in, so it failed to connect. So we're going to skip that right now. Click next. I do want bezels. These take forever to download, though. Not always, depends on what you have. But I do theme bezels, then we fall back to the system bezels. That, and next. And I do always download the PDFs if they have the available. I'm blanking and it's right in front of me. The PDF files for game manuals. All right, now we just click next. It's going to search for my games in the Genesis. I click finish. Now in a few moments, it's going to populate all the games right up there on the screen. Just waiting for it. You're going to see it's going to be downloading RetroArch and everything there as well. Once it comes up, we're just going to let this go real time so you can see actually how long it takes to get all this done. Now, once it gets everything set up, right now it's downloading RetroArch. Once that gets set up and it populates the games, you don't have to wait for the metadata and everything to come in. It'll pretty much put a list. There might not be any art yet, but give it time, it will get it done. So just don't close Launchbox. But once we get into RetroArch, I'll show you one trick that makes your life easier when trying to exit it. But it's one of the reasons I do all my basic stuff. The most of the stuff I play is pretty much 16-bit and below. I will show you how to do others on the higher end systems, but for tonight, we're just gonna hit Genesis. All right, so let's see what we got here. What sounds good to try out? Something just quick. Maybe just good old Sonic, who knows? I haven't played in a long time. But before we get into that, before we actually get into gameplay, I've got my Xbox control plugged in, just a wired USB, nothing fancy, into it. Now, we can actually set this up to control all of this over here. Yeah, all of the Launchbox. But I don't have that set up right now, but that's fine. I have my keyboard next to me. So we can just kind of scroll through. Oh, moused in. Pick one. Now. Or I can go hey, Battletoads, that sounds fun. It's horrible at that game. Let's see. So we got. I mean, put your favorite Genesis game in the comments below and let me know, and maybe I'll play it sometime streaming. Just let me know on that. Is it Launchbox? Oh, hey, there's another fun one. This one I actually did play on Genesis. I think it was only the 3 buttons though for this one. So let's see. Just head to head. Oh, the other thing, unless you map it, this is dead. Just use the pad. Let's go with my hometown, even though they were not great this year, if I remember correctly. Let's see. You know what? We'll just go point guard. And we'll take a center. Let's see how bad I am at this one. Oh, they're making me look like oh, that's right. Guys, I'm getting smoked. This is horrible. Oh, he stole it. All right, that's enough of bad play. But you get the point. So we got everything on the computer. We got some games ready. And we can get out a RetroArch here. I'll just reset it, pressing the 2 buttons. Oh, what did I do? I mean, there's a couple ways to do it, but let's double check controls. Settings. Check our input. Hotkeys. That's my menu toggle. So let's switch it. Start select. So we will change the other L. Perfect. So I'm not polished. I sometimes make some mistakes, and I actually want to leave them in because everyone makes them. So now that we got this back on, I'm going to go ahead and quit. We're going to bring that up again. And just show. Start select, closes out. I forgot it also auto maps it for the other one as well for the menus. So we've now gone through that. We have our Genesis games. Most of them look like they're filled out now with all their box art. And let's just click on one, anything. All right. Oh, there's one I want to look up because I'm wondering if I still have that one. And sure enough, one of the best sport games ever. And I would, anything 16-bit, this is the one. And I highly recommend anyone play this game. 60 Whiners, the Slayers, Terminator Trollstad is a slow team, but they are pretty awesome. Toxic All Pros, Turbo Techies, that's an all robot team. You guys need to check out Mutant League Football if you've never played it. For a game from the time period, it is a lot of fun. So we're going to go ahead, reset again, start select, and we're back out here. But we're looking at Mutant League, and if you come over to the right-hand side here, you'll see you have an option to play, and everything's just listed, the metadata, the description. There are related games and information on them, which is a lot of fun. So I think this video is getting a little bit long. So in the future videos, I'll go over how to install other systems, how to configure them, there we go, and let the games begin. You're just ready to start playing. Get right into it. Have some fun. So, retro gamers, my people, it's a simple and easy tutorial to help you download and install it. All right. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy gaming.